All right, my friends, welcome back. It's Joe, it's Mike, buildassetsonline.com in the house. Today, we're going to be talking about how we sold another high ticket dropshipping store just like last week or something for 105K, I believe it was, Mike.
108.
108. Oh my
Yep.
God, I was off by 3,000. All right, so yeah, that happened, and we're going to talk about it. So, Mike, you probably know way more about it than me since you're handling the entire transaction. So, why don't you give the people some insight as to how it went down?
You know what? I really don't even know. No, I'm just kidding. So basically what happened was, as we talked about this in a previous video, we have a website that we really want to go full force on, push on all cylinders, whatever the analogy is, to get to, a $1 million, $2 million, $5 million valuation. And so Joe and I devised the phrase clearing the runway. And so what this means
That's right.
is we need to get all of our excess things that take up our attention. We need to get them out of the way so we can focus on the tasks that will actually bring us the most money. So a few months ago, I realized, me and Joe and I had these conversations and we saw what was happening with one of our bigger stores. And, I just decided, okay, I think it's time to let this other store go. And it was doing really well. And we actually planned to sell the site for 158,000. But what happened was, literally like days before the money was set to go through, because this was an off-market sale, I basically got into an argument with the VP of the company, and I I basically said I was done with them, and um, so we had to essentially restructure the agreement and tailor the agreement to not include that particular supplier. And so while you may think it was dumb of me to do that, I'm actually happy it worked out that way, because it would have been not good on my conscience to have this crappy supplier transfer over to this other buyer. But anyway, this buyer actually purchased another one of our websites on market and was so satisfied with it, they actually reached out to us maybe a year ago, and we've stayed in contact. So it was easy since we had an off-market buyer. We didn't have to go through the P&Ls and all the sort of encumbrances that other website brokers may throw at you. We were able to get probably a better valuation, no commission, and we knew that the buyer was going to be happy, and we knew that it would be a smooth transition. So, yeah, I mean, all we really did was just decide to make the sale. We approached some people about it. One was interested, and eventually it went through.
Guys, I want to take it back a little bit. Let's talk about the origins of this store because we kind of mentioned
Let's
this
do it.
on the video in our course sales page. But this store has some pretty rocky beginnings. So
Yeah.
we started this store in around 2016, right? It was the third store we started actually, and so it must have been
It was the no. Yeah, it was the third.
it was the
Sorry.
third. So it must have been in earlier 2016. And the way we planned to start this store was to be a low ticket dropshipping store, which if you watch this channel or listen to this podcast, we highly, highly recommend doing that low ticket AliExpress dropshipping. It's just horrible. So we started
We
off.
don't recommend it.
Yeah, we do not recommend it. Don't
We do
do
not
it.
recommend
We do not recommend it. So we started off, we were doing stuff from AliExpress, we were doing t-shirts, and I think, we had a campaign, a Facebook campaign, which was slightly profitable. It was like a free product, but they had to pay shipping, but we still made a few bucks on it. And, we were making, I don't know. I don't know if we actually made
No, we
any.
lost money.
All right, maybe we did
We
lose money.
lost money.
We lost money at the end of the day. Um, but yeah, so we were like, probably a couple thousand in the hole from trying to do this stuff. And, our other drop shipping stores were working out well, the high ticket ones. So we're like, all right, let's just transition this to a high ticket store. And that's exactly what we did. And it just really goes to show that get off these,
Yeah.
you don't want to just put your money at the Facebook roulette wheel and hope you're going to, rip someone off selling them some cheap product that's going to get shipped from China. You really, really don't want to do that, especially when you have the opportunity to create, high value websites that are going to pay you returns month after month after month that you can eventually sell. So, we wisened up to that real quick back in 2016. And it's kind of a shame because I think a few people in our circle back then were still some of them actually had successful high ticket dropshipping stores, but they ended up, because low ticket was like such a hot item back then. I think one of our friends ended up chasing the low ticket dragon like for indefinitely. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, yeah.
He might still be chasing it today because the people who push that stuff, they're coming at you with their like
Yeah, 3 years later, you're still chasing it.
their good looks and their good cars and their Lamborghinis
Oh,
and
it's all fake. And it literally took us a couple weeks just to add some stupid high ticket products. We started making sales for them basically immediately. And we really it was always like our problem child of a store
yeah.
because it would do all right, it would start to pick up, and then we were really never able to figure it out for, probably 2 years. But it all changed once we were actually able to get a exclusive supplier relationship from a supplier we already had to sell a particular item that they weren't letting anyone else sell. And once we did that, basically our profits exploded.
Yeah.
And from there, we learned more and more things about how to actually operate kind of the more generic stores that we teach, how to go and find different suppliers and different industries and just pick out different things that we thought would work.
Yeah.
And that's eventually what happened. And that's what kind of led us to really the end stage of that store was we did like one final supplier run and we got a couple of really good suppliers and it just allowed our income to go to the next level. And yeah, we were making a lot at the end of the store's run, but again, we couldn't use those profits in the valuation. But we were making like 10,000, 20,000 a month profit at the end of the quarter.
Well, at least we got the profits
I mean,
from those
it's
profits.
money in our pocket regardless.
Yeah.
But when it comes down to getting paid out for that, it didn't work out. But
Yeah.
that's how it is.
And I hope this goes to show to the listeners that, this is what this business is about. This is what online business really is. It's about, okay, you start something, it's not really working. You add one tweak to it. All right, maybe it works a little better. And then, as time goes on and everything kind of like sits and marinates, you get to do more and more things because you can kind of see the writing on the wall. Like, all right, this website is doing really well with this, so I'm going to do something similar. Or, we got this supplier and we've been selling this particular type of product, or so let's see if we can add more suppliers like that. Or you're out and about, anywhere you see an item and you think, oh wow, that would be perfect on this store, and you do a supplier run that way, and then you get those supplusive supplier relationships, like Mike said. Let's say,
I can't even say it. That's how exclusive it is.
yeah, it's yeah. Once you get the exclusive supplier relationships, it's just all about. It's just about all that stuff put together is what makes a long-term profitable website that you can sell.
Yeah, and this wasn't even that much money in the grand scheme of, like what we make on a yearly basis or what some of our other stores should be worth. But it was easy. Like the first time we saw the website, it was like gut wrenching. It was stressful. It was difficult. This time around, we almost made the same amount of money, but I really didn't even get emotional about it. I didn't even really bat an eye. It just becomes normal. And that's what happens when you just continue working on the same thing over and over for years. And that's why low ticket is so stupid, because you're just going to keep losing money. There's the tipping point to where you may start making money once you figure things out. You may never get there. And so what can happen is you chase this dragon for maybe a year, maybe 2 years, and now you've lost tens of thousands of dollars. And you have to say, okay, am I going to keep going? Am I going to listen to all these, motivational books I've read and all these YouTube videos about how you just need to keep going and dig myself deeper into this $20,000 hole? Or am I going to give up? And once you give up, you basically have taken $20,000, but worse than that, you've taken years or many months of your time, and you have to throw it out because now that information is not relevant, at least for now. Maybe it'll come back, in a year or two once you actually figure something out. But you've lost so much time and money, and you'll never be able to get that back when you could have actually just been working on something that will bring you just higher and higher levels of just better skills.
Yeah, I think you know I have a clever, or what I think is a clever analogy when comparing low ticket dropshipping and high ticket dropshipping. Doing low ticket dropshipping is like taking a cycle of steroids, but you're not really sure if they're adulterated or not. So, there's a small chance that you can get swole really, really quickly and just, be this amazing, jacked person. Or there's a chance that it's adulterated, the needle's infected, you're going to end up in the hospital. Whereas high ticket dropshipping, is kind of like working out humbly and consistently for years and years and years. And then eventually you have, some, you're more well developed, less injury prone, things like that. Is that a good analogy?
Yeah, I would agree, but the thing is with high ticket dropshipping, you can actually do well fast.
Yeah.
And
I'm not
but
saying you can't do well
but
fast.
you know what? I mean, you're not going to come out of the gate and have a $10,000 a month store, which you can easily develop over the course of a year. Most likely, you're not going to hit that. I don't think I've ever heard of anyone doing that. But yeah, you're right. So you can, just do it the natty way. Just go all natty
Yeah.
and build up a strong foundation of skills, of technique, and then eventually you'll be, deadlifting 1,000 pounds.
Yeah, that's right. All right. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Stay away from low ticket dropshipping. That's the moral of the story. Work on those strong foundations that high ticket dropshipping can give you, that we talk about in all our videos. Mastering paid traffic, mastering SEO, mastering lead management, all the successful skills that translate to all areas of online business and business in general. High ticket dropshipping allows you to focus on those. And with that, peace out.
Wait,
All right, what?
I think we have a course that talks about high ticket dropshipping that can also allow you to sell websites for 6 figures.
We do have that. And I don't know the short link. That's the problem. I think it's buildassetsonline.com/asset.
It'll be in the description.
We will put it in the description of the podcast and in the YouTube. But
Instant e-commerce asset.
yes, if you just go to our website, buildassetsonline.com, it's at the top menu, you can see Instant E-commerce Asset. That is our flagship course for how to do high-ticket dropshipping, and we teach you the paid ads, we teach you SEO, everything you need to know to do it yourself and sell your own websites.
Take it easy.
Peace out.